Hello, and welcome to a new edition of Unscripted, Uncut. And in today's episode, we're going to be looking at Home Sweet Home Alone. Home Sweet Home Alone, yeah, it's garbage really. One of the worst films. Like I think it's like the worst film I saw in 2021. Like just absolutely horrible. Like Disney Plus, you need to sort yourselves out. Rehashing a lot of stuff from that film, or a lot of stuff from the first Home Alone film. Uh, I just don't even know. I know. Like, I shouldn't really be upset, about a film that came out like well before I was even alive. Like, got a remake. Like, but I don't know. I'm just like I'm upset that that a film like this would exist. Home Sweet Home Alone. Like, I mean, like it's just a franchise that just won't stop trying to relive the magic of like the first two, because the thing is, as far as like Christmas films are concerned, like it's probably the most iconic. Like maybe more the first one than the second, but I kind of lump one and two together. Like they're still like equally good in their own right. But yeah, three was, I don't like three, but it's, at least I could say, it's competent. Like if it was just anything but Home Alone, like if you called it anything but Home Alone, like it would actually be a lot more well received. And then four and five are just like TV movies, like they're just not really worth mentioning, just horrendous as well. Home Sweet Home Alone isn't really like that. I actually think it's not the worst Home Alone movie out of the, yeah, there's six of them. It's probably, I think it's the fourth. It's fourth in terms of like the Home Alone films. There's like, in first and second, I kind of lump one and two. Like I don't know where exactly they would be. I kind of, my opinion changes on like which is the best one. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume One and Two. Like it's just kind of hard to kind of separate them, because like they're just so equally good. Then it'd be the third film in third place, and fourth, Home Sweet Home Alone, and then five and six. I don't care really. Either one of them could be bottom. Like they're both tied bottom actually, both last place. But what happens in Home Sweet Home Alone? Because I'm like 3 minutes in and I haven't actually talked about what happens in the film. So Archie Yates plays a, I don't know what age he is, but like he's a young fellow, by the name of Max, and he lives in a big house with his big family, and of course he gets left behind after, his family went to Japan for Christmas, which, I mean, yeah, if you, it's, the same song and dance, just gets left home alone. He sets up the traps for the burglars slash villains, and then he wins at the end. Like they get arrested, but this film is different. I'm just gonna skip right to the end, of the film. So the the two burglars, or I mean, are villains, but it's kind of hard to call them villains, because the thing is, like it's like a husband and a wife. I don't know who plays the husband. I don't know the husband's name, and then you have the wife, who like Pam something. I can't remember her last name, but she played Erin in The Office. The secretary in like the later seasons of the U.S. Office. So I'm just gonna call her Erin, because like it's just easier. Because I actually like The Office, and she's the only. It was the only show in which I saw the actress in. So, hmm, yeah, the two of them basically. they need money to refinance their house or whatever, and Archie Yates like stole a doll that's worth like $250,000, which would be enough to pay the house back, and then like he steals it, or at least that's what they think, uh, and then like Archie Yates thinks like because they break into the house one night, and he like they talk about, I don't know, dressing up the boy, but obviously when they mean by boy they meant the doll. So he thinks like that they're talking about him, and that thinking about like he has this kind of dream of like old ladies, you know, dress them up like it's very weird, like it's kind of sick. Uh, uh, God, yeah, it's very very weird. Um, so then that's why he sets up all the traps, because they think they're gonna sell him off to old ladies, like it, even though, yeah, it's funny like what a child could think. Um, oh my god, but like if they could just, because they're neighbors, they could just explain their situation, just be like, hey, we just want the doll, and but no, they actually tried to, but instead of like waiting at the front door, they tried to sneak into the house. I it's weird, and then there's like he just farts on her when they tried to climb up the thing. Like I've never seen like more like since the third film, like they just resorted to like fart jokes and all that kind of stuff, which is very lowbrow, and sometimes it is funny, sometimes it's not, and it wasn't funny there. Uh, yeah, and and then eventually, like when by the time the both of them get completely ruined by the traps, they were just they finally explain their situation, and then Archie's just like, oh, yeah, I'm home alone, just I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry about that. Whatever. Uh, turns out, it was the, I don't know, is it like the husband's brother's? No, it was his nephew, which I haven't explained, but like the youngest nephew. Turns out he had the doll the whole time. I mean, I guess that's kind of like a twist, but yeah. Eventually, they get it back. They sell the house, and Archie Yates, even though he tried to kill them many times, like he still gets invited to next Christmas's dinner. So it's just funny how films like that work out. Uh, yeah, there's that one scene in the church, uh, where like there's like when you go inside, there's like a whole box, or not a box, but like a stash of like toys that are meant to be given out for charity, and then Archie, like there was this lady beside it, and she was like in charge of the whole thing, and then he Archie just tries to take one of the toys, and he's just like he's just he was like, oh, like I'm kind of needy, and then and then like the lady's just like, all right, you ever just take this toy gun, or I don't know what it was, but it was left behind by one of the husband's nephews. Uh, he was originally gonna leave it in the stash. Then he sees Archie Yates, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like about your situation, dude. You could take the gun because you're home alone, even though you have the whole house to yourself, again, a very big mansion. But I imagine it'd still be scary, if you're left alone as a child. But yeah, and then like there's a lot of stuff, like there's not much of Japan. Excuse me. There's not a lot of Japan in this film. Like I think we only get to cut back to like the mother, like once, no, twice. Once when they were like in the hotel, which I assume was not in Japan, but probably in some sort of green screen. Like I'm just assuming. And then there's also the time when she's like in the airport and she's trying to emphasize English words and to this Japanese like um airport lady, and then she turns out to speak good English. So yeah, it's very awkward, and like kind of had my ears closed the whole time. Uh, yeah. Um, that's all really I have to say about this film. Uh, it's really bad. Disney Plus, like again, you want to sort your shit out. You know, maybe make more original stuff like Luca. I mean that's technically Pixar, but Luca was very good. That's exclusive to Disney Plus. I recommend watching that instead, or even any of the Marvel Disney Plus shows, or even The Mandalorian, Star Wars, Visions is also very good. Just out of any originals, please don't watch Home Sweet Home Alone. I think it's just not good enough. So yeah, I'll take this moment now to say Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoy your dinner, presents, whatever. So yeah, um, thanks, and I'll see you later.